Hey guys, it's Miss Demke here, part of Coach Elliott's dance class. I'm so grateful to be here another day with you. Real quick, I just want to check in to see how you guys have been. If you don't mind emailing Coach Elliott, I would like to know what things you guys have been up to in the last couple weeks. What things have you guys found to occupy your time and to stay mentally okay? Just to hear your ideas. I know my family, we've been working on puzzles. We've been de-junking and organizing the house. So let me know. I really would appreciate, knowing what you guys have been up to in your lives. And on that note, for today's lesson, I did prepare something for you guys with resistance training, the things that you guys can be doing at home, even if we don't have used to gym memberships or dumbbells, things like that. So I hope you enjoy today's lesson. And just FYI, you only need to submit your time that you completed for the workout to Coach Elliott. As far as the activity that I have you do, as far as recording the repetitions that you do for the workout, it's not required to fill out, but I still encourage it because it's just good practice. When you record how many repetitions you're able to do, it's a way that you can track your progress and you can look and see, wow, I'm really strong. I'm really building muscle because of how much you're able to do. So I do encourage you to do it, although it is not required. Okay, so enjoy today's workout. Give me some feedback. Again, email that to Coach Elliott and look forward to hearing any comments you guys have. Hi, welcome to Ms. Demke's class. We are now beginning our exercise portion to our fitness plan unit. Last class, we went over the principles of fit. So today we are now applying those principles of fit. And what I want you guys to think about as we're doing our exercise are what fit principles are we applying in today's workout. So frequency, intensity, time, and type. Before we get started, I'm going to introduce a couple of the things that we can, the resources that we have in home for our exercises that you can use if you don't have a gym or if we don't have our own dumbbells. I know dumbbells can be expensive. I personally do not own my own set of dumbbells. So today we're going to go ahead and look at some of the resources that we have for being able to do in-home exercises. Next, the way I'm going to be able to give you participation points today is by you telling me how many repetitions you did of each of our exercises today, because that's going to vary individual to individual. Each person's going to be able to do different amounts. So this is our plan for today. We are going to day one. Sorry you can't see that very well, but it's day one. Today's Monday, and we are focusing on our resistance portion of today. We are doing our upper body. Our game plan is we are going to be doing 3 sets of each. So we are going to go through once, we're going to repeat it a second time, and we're going to repeat it a third time. It's up to you to tell me how many times, how many repetitions that you did of each exercise. So when we do our shoulders and our push-ups, how many push-ups did you do for set 1, set 2, and set 3? I've given you a paper, a format sheet to be able to a template that you can go through and fill in as we go. And that way you know how many times you need to be filling in that paper. So, and that lets me know that you got your exercise in. And hopefully we can look back at the end of our exercise sequence and you can go back and see how well you've improved. And hopefully I've improved as well. Okay. So before we get into our exercise, I'm going to demonstrate, or I'm going to show you some of our resources that I have here for you. To give you an idea, this is what I grew up using when I was younger. Cans. We often have our cans at home, canned goods, that we can use for our exercises. And it may not be a lot, but if you increase the frequency or the amount of repetitions, you can get a good workout, and it adds another pound or so. So these small cans, they're 16 ounces, so that equals 1 pound each. 16 ounces is 1 pound. So right here we have a pound. This one's our smallest. Here we have 32 ounces. So these are our 2 pounds. These are just bags of rice. So hopefully you got your rice bags. You can also do 2 pounds. I have some, let's see, peanut butter. So this looks like 3 pounds. So these are 48 ounces. So we got our 3 pounders. We can do our exercise. My hands don't grip too well on those, but we have them as an option. And then we have our 64 ounces. So I'm guessing that that's 4 pounds, 4 or 5 pounds, because that's 16 ounces. So it's probably around 4 pounds. So, like I said, these are big. My hands don't grip them so well. So depending on the exercise, I may or may not use them. But there's a lot of resources available to you. I do not suggest using toilet paper rolls. Those don't weigh very much. So at this time, go ahead and pause the video. Look around your house to see what canned foods or items that you have. Avoid glass because we don't want them accidentally falling and breaking, and I don't want you to get hurt. So I would avoid glass and anything that's opened, because if it's not tight, the lid isn't on tight enough, I don't want you to get dirty either, or have any hazards exposed to you. So go ahead and pause the video at this time. Go ahead and grab a couple of varieties if you have varieties, between 1 and 5 pounds if you have them. And also keep in mind what weights you like to use. If you want to start out more light, see how the workout feels, start with just finding 1 pound. And those are the small cans. All right, now that you know what activity or what dumbbells, weights you can use for our resistance training, we're now going to do our warm-up. Warm-up is good so that we don't get injured. We want to make sure that when we are going through our motions that they're fluid and we aren't straining them or pulling them. So if you have some music, turn it on. I highly recommend music. Research shows and studies shows that when you listen to music, when you are working out, it actually improves performance. I personally notice that when I have music going on, I'm not focusing on I still breathe and I focus on my breathing, but my brain doesn't hear how tired my breathing sounds. And that's a psychological element, because if you can hear yourself tired, your brain converts that into thinking, oh, I'm tired, so you don't go as long. So if you have some music and you're not thinking how tired you are, then you'll be able to work out longer. So, and that's research-based. That's not just me saying, oh, I have experience. I can attach those articles for you if you'd like to the classroom webpage. So let's go ahead and start with a warm-up. This is just something that I like to do, so it's up to you. But it's a full body. So we're just going to go reach overhead, and we're just going to go 10, reach across for 10 each side, and we'll reach down for 10, and we'll warm up our rib cage, warm up our legs, and warm up our arms. Even though we're not really working out our legs today, they are here to support us, and we don't want them to be strained either. Okay? So go ahead and get that music turned on. I just recommend 1 earbud so you can still hear the video to this exercise workout. Okay? So we're going to go for 1 overhead, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to reach across for 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to reach down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another side. Now we're going to go ahead and just do a fluid stretch where we bend our knee to support us. Our other knee sticks out in front of us with our toe pointed up. We're going to swoop down our arm for like so. We're going to do it for 5 times. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch sides, 4, 1, 2, ooh, losing my balance, 3, 4, and 5. Next, we're going to stretch our rib cage and warm that up. We're going to just reach. We're going to keep our lower body still. We reach across from side to side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to rotate our rib cage. So we're going to stick out our chest and bring it in and kind of round out our back. We're going to go 10 for both sides. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch it. Go back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now that we have our rib cage expanded and some blood going to our muscles, we are now ready to begin some exercises. Something that I like to practice and a lot of other trainers like to practice is going until exhaustion. So you do as many repetitions as you can until you fatigue or your muscle gets tired. Then we rest a bit to allow the blood to get back to those muscles and our heart rate to come down before we begin the next exercise. So we will practice that throughout this video and our workout today. All right, so starting with our shoulders. I really love to do push-ups, and that's something that you guys are familiar with doing in class. All right, so just to keep in mind, there are modified versions for push-ups. I start out with the most difficult, and then based on exhaustion, then I'll do a modified version. So proper form, this is what a standard push-up looks like. I personally do not like to bend my wrist this way. It puts too much strain on the joint, so I keep my balls in a fist, my hands balled up in a fist. There are different widths to doing push-ups. When you do a wider push-up, you're going to be engaging the back more. When you do it in closer, you're going to be engaging the chest more and your triceps. So when you go wide, it's more biceps and back. Inner, you're more triceps and chest. So I like to go kind of in between, just shoulder width apart to kind of engage a little bit of everything. And as we go into other workouts, so for next week, we may do push-ups more. We may do some wider ones and some more close ones to engage the different muscle types. So today we won't be doing that. We're just doing a brush on certain exercises. Pardon me for my breathing. If it gets heavy, it's a natural response for my body to get oxygen to the blood and to the muscles, okay? So we're gonna begin by doing some push-ups. Modified, so standard push-up. We keep our legs kind of, you can keep your toes together or you can keep them kind of apart. And you want to keep your back straight, your butt down, and you go to the ground and up. So your chin and your chest pretty much touch the ground or your nose. So notice that I'm keeping my body straight and flat and my abs are tucked in. Now, if that feels too difficult for you, there is modified. I like to keep my feet kind of close to get like my feet crossed over. I don't like them out. It feels too wobbly. So I will actually cross my feet. You bend it at the knees. You lean forward a little bit to keep your butt down. So you still are keeping your butt down. And you come down and up. And you have your arms at your chest line. Come down and up. So that's modified. You may see me using that later on in the workout. All right, so let's do our push-ups. Like I said, we're gonna go until exhaustion. So I'm just gonna count how many I can do, and we'll work on our next exercise. So 1, 2. All right. Once you've done that, write down how many repetitions you did for push-ups. Now, we're going to skip the shoulder press. We'll come back to that. We'll probably put it in the middle because we need to allow the blood flow to go back to those muscles and replenish that energy because we just depleted the oxygen in those muscles. So next, we are going to do our back press. I'm going to grab my 2-pounders. A back press, so when we're going to be squeezing our back muscles together, okay? Because that's where we're focusing on our back, our upper back. So you're going to be bending over just slightly, bending your knees, and you're going to kind of do a Hulk pose, or power pose, right? So you're going to lean forward, make a little circle with your arms, and then you're going to press back. And you want to feel the squeeze between your shoulder blades as your shoulder blades come closer together. So you're going to go for 1, 2, okay? You don't bring your arms up like this. You just bring it to your rib cage pretty much, okay? So kind of to your chest line, right there. All right, so now we're going to do a back press, or what I call a back press, using our home weights, okay? So ready, and for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you want to make sure it's controlled movement, going up and down. And start to feel the burn. Okay, I'm going to stop at 25, even though I know I can go further. But for today, I want to make sure we can go back and we're starting to feel the burn, okay? Next, we're going to do our bicep curls. I'm going to grab my next weights. Bicep curls, again, you bend your knees a little bit slight, and you're going to bring them down, and in controlled movements, gradually bring them up till they touch your shoulders and back down. We want to make sure that as we go back down, we are still controlled movements, because when we're engaging the muscle, it's not just lifting that builds and strengthens our muscles, it's also resisting them coming down. And we're still engaging and working out the muscle as we go down and release. That's why you want to take your time. So we're going to go ahead and start our bicep curl. Ready, and go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember to breathe. Next, we're going to do a shoulder press, because now that we had time for our shoulders to rest, we can now go back and do the shoulder press. Now, shoulder press, I'm going to grab my rice, is when we go above our head like this, okay? And that engages our shoulders, our biceps, and a couple other muscles. Actually, I think I'm going to go with these guys because they can hold flat this way, okay? So we're just going to start with our hands, like at our arms at a 90-degree angle, go above our head for our weights to touch, and come back down. Remember, do controlled movements so we engage the muscles on our way up and on the way down. So ready and begin. 4, 1, 2, 3. Make sure your abs are tucked in and knees are slightly bent. Pause the video if you need to, if you're going to keep going, if I'm going too fast. Next, we're going to do some dips. We're going to engage our triceps. Now, most of us have little tables at home. This is a piano bench, but you can grab a coffee table or even a chair, so a dining chair. Just want to make sure that it's sturdy so it has 4 legs. So you're going to bring your body out. You're going to rest your heels down with your toes pointing up. Your arms are going to go behind you. And you're going to come down with your elbows going behind your body, straight behind, and back up. These are tricep dips. You're going to make sure that your butt is going straight to the ground. You don't want it going like this. You can go out like that, but you just basically want to go down and up. Okay? So let's go ahead and begin our tricep dips. Remember to breathe. Grab a chair or bench. Ready and go. 4, 1. Something I just realized, just to make sure you're not hyperextending your knees back, it might be better that you slightly bend them, as you saw me adjusting in mid-video. So go ahead and keep your knees bent just to avoid straining the knees too much. All right. If your heart's racing and pounding, give yourself a moment to catch your breath. Then we're going to do our chest press. Chest press is a little bit tricky just because for this, we are going to lay on the ground. It's basically your bench press, so you can work out your chest muscles. But we're going to be doing it on the ground. So let me move these out of the way. Going to come and lay down. And so on a bench press, technically your hands come all the way down to your chest, but they'll only be coming this far. And we'll go above and down because our elbows are hitting the ground. So I'm going to grab my heavier weights. This is what we're going to be doing. So we just come, lift, and back down. Okay? That's our chest press. Ready and begin. 4, 1. I felt that more in my biceps and my chest, but I'll look up some other chest exercises that we can do at home. We have now just completed set 1. I'm going to go at a faster pace because I'm not demonstrating proper form for set 2. And we're just going to go straight from set 2 into set 3. And that'll conclude our workout for today. And we'll do a bit of stretching at the end to make sure that we have flexibility in our muscles. All right, so back to our push-ups. Remember that you can modify them if you need to with going down on your knees. So, ready and up, begin. Remember, we're going to skip our shoulder press and bring it in after the biceps. So, grab our weights for our back press. Bending at the knees, shoulders and arms make a circle. Tuck it back for shoulder blades to touch. And 1. Into bicep curls, I'm just going to keep these same weights. 4, 2. Set those down. Go into our tricep dips. So grab your chair, bend your knees, and down. Our shoulder press after our bicep curls. So now we'll do our shoulder press. Above our heads. 4. Let's pause for a moment and make sure you're writing down your repetitions. Sorry I went over that so quickly. I forgot we were writing down our repetitions. So go ahead and write down how many repetitions you're able to do for this set 1. And then we'll do our chest press. So go back and write down how many push-ups, shoulder press, back press, bicep curls, and dips at this time. Gives you time to catch your breath. Next. Pause the video if you need to as well. Write those down. And then ready, we're going to do our chest press. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Engages more of the chest if you go wide versus closer. So if you need to, go ahead and open up the chest area so that you engage the pectorals. Trial and error. Figure out which muscles are engaged. Okay. Give our body a rest before we start set 3 for our last set. Rest time is actually strategic in working out and resistance training. It allows oxygen to get back to the muscles. That way your body, your muscles can continue with energy creation. Your cells are able to replenish energy stores, oxygen stores, and it allows you to actually work out harder and work out more. So if you don't allow yourself that rest period in between workouts, you may not get the most beneficial workout. So let's say if you just went boom, 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 without a rest period, you may only be able to do 10 of each. But if you give yourself some resting period, you may be able to push yourself to 15 or 20. So you want to make sure you can give yourself some time in between to let your heart rate calm back down. Deep breath into your gut and out. Pause the video if you need more time to catch your breath and to rest. I recommend not going more than 2 minutes in between your resting time. And then we'll start with our push-ups. So, set number 3. You can do it. Let's do this. Ready and go. Last set, so make sure you really push yourself. You got this. Grab your weights for our back. And ready and begin. There we go. Bicep curls. I'm going to use my 2-pounders this time. And 1, 2, 3. Breather. We're going to do our shoulder press above the head. Ready and go. 4, 1. Excuse the dogs. Whew. I gotta catch my breath. Just 2 more exercises and we're done. Go ahead and get your chair set up and begin. Feel that burn. And last but not least, our chest press. Remember, keep the arm span wide open. to engage the chest, pectorals. Pause the video if you need to catch your breath for a minute more. And then ready and begin when you're ready to. 4, I'm just gonna stay in this laying position. It feels so nice. Just catch your breath. Roll onto your side. Push yourself up. Take a moment to go ahead and pause the video. Write in your repetitions for this last set. Once you've completed that, we'll go ahead and move on to our stretching cool down. Really worked hard on those arms, so we're going to be really focusing on stretching the arms. I like to do a full body stretch to save on time and be efficient. So I like to stretch my hip out with my quads while I stretch out my triceps. So you're going to lunge forward, bend your back knee, and tilt up to really engage the hip flexors. Stretch your arm across your body, your other hand pushing this stretched arm up against the chest so you can stretch 2 muscles at once. Hold that between 10 to 20 seconds each. Release. Switch sides. You don't have to rotate. I'm just rotating to be able to demonstrate to you what you should be doing. So bend your knee in and stretch the hip forward, arm across your chest, and pull it close to you. Go ahead and release. Now over the arm, you want to grab your elbow and gently push down. You want to make sure your chin is still up. You don't want to press against your chest. You want to maintain a high chin. Go ahead and release. Bring your other arm up. Gently press the elbow down. Keep your chin up. Remember to breathe. Go ahead then and grab your fingers together and draw it down. Your neck kind of presses your hands even further so you can stretch your shoulders. Go ahead and release. Grab your hands behind your back. You'll gently raise them away from your body. Keep your chest up and stretch your chest up. Stretch out the pectorals. Go ahead and release. Give it a little bit of shake. Now we're just going to go over arm. Stretch out the obliques a little bit. Get some of your lats and your shoulders stretch right here too. Switch sides. Breathe in. Breathe out. And release. We're going to take a deep breath in and out. For 1, 2, and a third. Hope you've enjoyed today's upper body workout. We'll engage our abs when we do our legs for next time we do resistance on Wednesday. Tomorrow, be prepared to do our cardio, where we get to strengthen our heart. All right, thank you so much. Remember to turn in your sheet with how many repetitions you were able to do today in today's workout. And remember to think in terms of your fitness planning. Of these exercises that we did today, make a star and write down which one you like to do and which ones you would like to incorporate into your fitness planning. Have a great day.